A lot of people say pigs are dirty animals, but they are very, very clean, as I can see.
Yes, because we make sure we bathe them every day, clean their rooms, and give them good feed. Though it is a long-term business, it's quite profitable.
Oh.
Some persons will call it, they say it's cocaine business, but
Cocaine business?
yes, because it's
That means
brings
a lot of money.
Of course, there is. My name is Becky Jacobs, and I am in Wesley Farms.
Okay. So how long have you been into pig farming?
About 3 years in pig farming.
So what inspired you? What made you say it's pig farming I want to go into? Because come on, you're a lady and managing these pigs, don't they fight you?
Yes, I truly have passion for livestock farming.
Okay.
And the one I see that is going to be easier for me to farm was this pig farm, because sourcing their feed, I see it to be a bit easier for me.
Oh.
And that now motivates me to go into pig farming.
So is it really profitable?
Yes, pig farming is quite profitable. And now the truth about it is, I can say it is garbage in, garbage out. Fine. What you are expecting from the pig, you need to feed them very well to get a good result. And then that makes the business quite profitable. Though it is a long-term business, you don't just start making money immediately. When you have the passion and your patience, definitely the payment is very good. If you're looking for something that will bring income very fast, truly it's not gonna be pig farming.
Okay.
At least you give yourself some time before you start making money from pig farming.
So how long does it take one pig to get to maturity?
About 6 to 7 months.
Yeah, 6 to 7 months for the female?
For both.
So how do they now start reproducing? Because that's where the fun part is. How do they now give them? Because I see all of them are having like babies everywhere.
Okay. A time will come when they're up to 6 months, when you feed them very well.
Yeah.
You make sure you treat them too. You don't have mortalities in your farm. When you take note of each of them, and then you keep accurate record from birth to when you are treating them, the things you are supposed to, the injections you're supposed to treat them with, if we are doing synthetic. And if you're doing organic, you make sure you follow up with the every other treatment you need to give. And then checking them, and when they are on heat, you cross them, you keep the record, and then when they litter or farrow, you keep the record, and you start feeding them with all the necessary feed, from the crib feed, from everything you need to feed them. And then make sure you feed the mother very well too. That will give you a very good result. So
like how many babies can one pig give birth to?
Well, it depends on the species. Like the ones I have a large white too. The first litter was 15.
15 babies?
15, yes. It was 15 piglets, and then the second one was 14. I think that's the best among the pigs. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that one just farrow 14 last month.
That's really amazing. 14 babies from one pig.
Yes.
That's a lot of money.
Well, of course. And that is why we said that pig farming is quite profitable.
Oh. So what are the kind of challenges you face as a pig farmer? Let me ask.
Yes, presently, the feed is expensive.
Okay.
Yes, because of high cost of feed generally in the country, the feed is expensive. Like we feed with Brewery West, PKC. Okay, my source of protein is maggot.
Okay.
That is why my feed is gradually. I'm reducing my cost of feed with feeding them with maggot. But aside that, the feed is quite expensive.
Well, so how many times do you feed them in a day?
I feed them twice a day.
Twice a day, morning and evening?
Yes, and I make sure I formulate their feed very rich for them to grow faster.
When you want to breed them, like when you want to crossbreed the male and the female so that the female can give birth, how do you do it?
Yes, you make sure you don't do inbreed. That is, it's not good to use the same, the male and the female from the same parents to cross. You check the generation of your pigs, and you make sure you don't use both of them from the same parents to cross. If you do that to have inbreed, this might lead to stunted growth or death of the pig.
Okay, so when you want to cross them, you take the male to the female, or how?
Yes, we have where we cross them, we put them in a particular room, and then when it's about some months, you take them to the gestation room, and then you take them to where they farrow.
Okay, when crossing them, how long does it take to cross? How long does it take to breed them?
Normally, I leave them for crossing for 3 days.
Okay.
Yes, and that is when the female is on heat. You don't just fix them together because you're thinking it's going to cross. Now you take note of everything. Take note of when the female is on heat. And when it's on heat, you will know, because the female will like really need a male. And then you put the male, either you take the female to the male, which is a normal thing, and then the crossing will take place. I leave mine for like 3 days with the male, and I'll have good results.
So what kind of attitude does the female carry out for you to know that it is?
But that's quite funny.
Okay.
It's quite funny when the female is on heat. Some of like what I witnessed, if you don't come on time, you see them, some will jump out of their pants trying to jump into the male, and you know now.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's what they do. It's quite a funny one. And then if they don't jump out, you see the female will be very restless looking for male, and you know he's on heat. And then you check the vulva, you see that it's red, it's out, and then just
So
serve the
like
male.
one mature pig, how much do you sell one mature pig?
It depends on the species. Yeah, if you do, if it is local pig, you have that of 150, 200. Or if it is that exotic, you have exotic for 400,000, 300,000. Even the piglets, you have exotic piglet like the Duroc. You have the piglets of Duroc for 300,000. So here I do a little bit of pure line and the local pigs.
Okay, so you crossbreed them.
Yes, sometimes I crossbreed. Yes.
Okay.
So this one, though it is a local pig, I make sure I feed the pig
This is a local pig.
Yes, it's a local pig. Yes, I make sure I feed the pigs very well, and the piglets here are just less than 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks.
Yes, the piglets are
big.
Yes, they are less than 2 weeks.
They're very big.
Yeah. This is the piglets, less than about a week and 5 days.
A week and 5 days.
Yes, so I make sure I feed them very, very well.
So at what age do you now separate them from their mother?
6 weeks to 8 weeks.
Okay, by that time they can stay on their own.
Yes.
Then by then, can you differentiate the male and the female from this baby?
Even from the day they litter, you can differentiate the
From
male.
the same day?
Yes, you can differentiate the male from the female.
So when you want to separate them, what are those things you do so that
You make sure you have their feed available for those people, the winners.
yes.
So that from the day you win them from the mother now, you begin to give them those nutritious food that can help boost their growth as fast as possible.
Okay, so do you do any medication? Like, do you give them any medication?
Definitely, once they litter now, the first day or the third day, you make sure you give them iron to the piglet. Iron injection. Yes,
Okay.
they call it LA. You give it to the. I give LA to the mother now. That is the antibiotic. I use LA, and then give iron injection to the piglets.
Oh, okay, that will make them stronger.
Yes.
So
And there are other medications. You check them. If need be, you inject them. This one is today is making it this one 1 week. Just 1 week from Lisa. For now, they are not eating.
They're not eating?
Yes, they're not. They've not started eating yet. So they only get a stock from what the mother is eating. So that's why you need to feed the mother very well.
Okay, so this one, so at what age do they start eating?
Sometimes close to 2 weeks, like what I noticed in my own. At about a week and 5 days, a week and 6 days, I noticed them beginning to pick things with the mother.
Yeah.
But at this age, they're just 1 week today. So they're only sucking from the mother.
Oh, okay. So how many babies did this one female give birth to?
Yes, this one littered 7.
7. Is this her first time?
Yes, this is her first time.
Oh,
7.
and she's really big.
Yes.
So what breed is this?
This is still crossbreed Lash White. So,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So for someone that wants to start up a pig farm, what are those things that they need to put in place before they start?
Yes, first of all is the space.
Okay.
The space, the land space, it all depends how many the person is starting the pig farm with. And then you have the feed in mind, and then undergo training. You don't just start by going to buy male and female pig and then you start feeding. You need to undergo training on how you can raise them, how to treat them when they are sick, and you make sure, some will just say, is it not pigs?
Yeah.
But if you can look at my place, I make sure my pig farm is very neat.
Very, very clean. No smell.
Very clean, no smell. I have water. I give them light. I make them feel good. And that too contributes to their health.
Yeah.
So when I make sure I change my water the drinking water, I change it every day. I clean the houses every day, and I feed them with a very good feed. So when you have in mind to go into pig farming, it's not just about getting pigs from somewhere and putting them. And some will tell you, it's not just cassava peel they eat. They eat more than that. So you need to get prepared, go for proper training before you start raising them.
So you don't make mistakes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I noticed some of them also have water inside their feeder.
Yes. You have the feeder, you have the drinker.
Yeah, over here.
Yes, so we don't just litter food everywhere for them now. Now you can see over here That's their drinker, where we change their water every day. We give them fresh water every day, and this side is their drinker. Then the mixture of the feed depends on you.
Yeah.
You mix their feed, trying to know the one they like best. Is it solid you give them? Is it dry, or is it wet, or more moisture? So I feed each of them according to what I know they like to eat.
Okay.
So, but their water, I make sure I change their drinking water every day.